this docu-series and documentary to fans that, you know, they weren't able to capture the last time around with that doc?
Yeah, I just want everybody like to know like my real life story, like all the struggles, everything from growing up in a good family, my father losing his job, then leaving my mama house, and how like I went through all the worst things like somebody could go through in the streets, right? And never losing faith in my music, and how I kept working, and everything came through the way it came through, and how I became who I am right now.
I love that. I love that. Listen, man, you were a megastar in your own right. You're doing your thing. I mean, Jamie, is there anything in particular about Anuel's story? Because I know you broke down a couple that really like intrigued you the most, that you really want to hit when creating this docuseries, that you want the people to really gravitate towards?
I think what it is a story that's universal. And what I mean is like a person to have gone from a life where, you know, things were good, and then what do you do when you lose everything? You know, I mean, Anuel lost everything, had to be in the streets, and in the streets where he was at, you know, it was volatile. So I think when you look at hip hop and the way hip hop is, everybody has a story. But I don't think that there's quite stories that are this authentic. And here's what's amazing. Somebody had to believe in that idea to risk their own life. They not only risking their life, but they risking their job, they risking everything because they saw a light in him. And so to me, that's a universal story. Whether you black, you white, Spanish, estás escuchando, whatever you are, to me, it's a wonderful movie. It's actually a movie. Like you search for things that we say it's a movie all the time, but this actually is. So that's what I think people would be so intrigued by.
Man, I love that. And Jamie, you said something that was really dope, you know, about hip hop always, you know, preserving that authenticity. And, you know, Anuel, your whole career, authenticity, man. And you've locked in with a lot of dope hip hop cats, like a Meek Mill for Uptown Vibes, like a Lil Wayne. Like, I'm curious, man, is there like a hip hop artist that you like were growing up, or you really admired their authenticity and you wanted to kind of like mirror that in your lifestyle and in your music?
I always wanted to be like Tupac, like the way, like everything. Like he used to rap what he used to live in, he used to go through. That's why like so many people identify with his music. And it's a different type of connection between you and your fans, because it's not just that you have good music. Like they know you talking real life, like a real life story, and like it's deeper than rap. It's not just music. So yeah, I always wanted to be like Pac.
Shout out to Pac, man, legend right there. And you know, with Pac, man, the dude, we don't got to go through his resume, man. We know he was a dope rapper, dope actor. And, you know, what I've seen a lot for Latin stars coming up, man, and Jamie, this is for you. Like, man, we just saw Nicky James in Bad Boy. We got Cardi, Don Omar, and Ozuna about to be in Fast and the Furious, the 9th installment, man. Like, what do you think it is about like the Latin stars really being on the come up and Hollywood really embracing them, you know, right now in 2020?
At the end of the day, it's just great music, man. Great music come from everywhere. But when you see someone celebrate their culture and music, there's nothing like that. It's nothing like watching Anuel celebrate his culture and his music. And then, to be honest, they you know, the hits that they have, it's like, you know, it's not just because someone is saying, you know, let the Latin in. No, they are taking over. They are doing it. And what's amazing about it is that they didn't veer from anything. You know, they're very authentic. When I was on the set of his video, just watching, like I said, wow, man, it's so authentic, and the camaraderie, like just like how us in hip hop or African Americans, when we get on, right? We all get on. Like everybody living in my house right now. You know what I'm saying? All the homies are. So to watch that, to watch it firsthand, but at the same time, man, at the end of the day, we just want great music, man, and that's what Anuel does. He does great music, and he has, when you're a star no matter what what color, but I tell you what, it's wonderful to see it wrapped in his package. Wonderful to see it wrapped in where he comes from, because that's what we need to do. We need to continue to celebrate all types of music. And right now, man, they not messing around. They gonna keep on their head.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna bring it back to high school for me, right? I feel like for me, like I always knew about pun when I was like a kid. I'm 31, but you know, Big Pun was my introduction to like Latin MCs, Fat Joe, and then reggaeton started coming through with Daddy Yankee, right? With the whole Gasolina. That was my joy back in the day. Like, Anuel, I'm curious, when did you feel like, you know, the Latin artists really started, you know, making that wave in not just hip hop, but music overall?
Yeah, I think with Gasolina, like it took off. Like it's a long story, because there's a lot of different phases like the reggaeton went through. Like when Gasolina came out, like people in the U.S. started to recognize us, because the Spanish music only was literally in Puerto Rico and in Latin America. With Gasolina, it grew up to, like, yeah, they started to listen to it in the U.S., in Europe, like all around the world. And then there's a lot of people, Daddy Yankee, Don Omar, Teo Calderon, a lot of people that they were the main, like they were the reason why reggaeton grew so much. And in this generation, I'm talking about me, my generation with Ozuna, Bad Bunny. It's something that, like, we doing a lot of big things because of all of the work that Yankee, Don Omar, and Tego put in. Like, we had it more easy, and we popping now in an era that everything's digital now. Like, everything streams, everything, like, you make more money now than what people used to make before. Like, but it's all thanks to all that work they put in. There's a lot of legends. Daddy Yankee, Don Omar, Teo Calderon, J Balvin. Like, it's big. Back in the day, only the reggaeton singers, they was only from Puerto Rico. Now you got Balvin in Colombia with Karol. Now you got Maluma. Now you got Sesh in Panama. You feel me? Like, it's a lot of big people. And you didn't, back in the day, you never used to see like Lil Wayne and Anuel type of collaboration. Never. Like, that never used to happen. And thank God reggaeton grew so much that everything coming together now.
Yeah, listen, man, reggaeton has really like shaped the culture, really broke grounds. You know, like you said, big collaboration that you did with Wayne. I mean, Jamie, I know you got a story for me, man. What reggaeton record, what artist had you like, oh, word? Like, this is what we doing now. I know you got something.
All of those records that you talk about, when it was Daddy Yankee and all those guys, and when I was, like, I got my first experience firsthand in Miami. Like, you know, you got to go to Miami and really understand, like, yep, all of these guys that we've partied with, all the guys that you've mentioned. You know, look, man, I feel blessed that I get a chance to hang with these guys beyond the record. You know what I'm saying? Beyond, like, you know, if it's my favorite song, obviously I rock to all of that. But when it comes to, like, the personal, like, for me, like, being able to actually personally have the relationship with Anuel is just completely different. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I can't say enough, like, meeting those guys in the club and hanging out with the music, it was great. But then to be able to listen to this man's story, to be able to hear, and then to be able to go into the studio and watch him work. I forget the two guys that were producing that record that was in there, but I was just like, wow. Yeah. So I'm in, you know, you got to be in Miami. You got to go to what's the place?
Live?
No, the studio.
Oh,
Hip Factory.
I'm thinking Live. I'm thinking clubbing.
Huh? The Hip Factory.
You know Anuel?
Yeah, Hip Factory.
Oh,
so
Hip
Factory
Factory
is like synonymous with all the great records. So to walk in and watch Anuel work, like to see him cooking it up, to watch, you know, the greatest producers with the greatest artists work, man. I mean, I get a chance to watch it from a different, you know, from a different, like, vantage point. So when you watch him put it together and then go from there, watching him handle it, work it, and then be on the set, watching him taking him from zero to 1,000, I still learn. Like, you know, I've been at this shit for a minute, bro. So it's like, for me, it keeps me young, keeps me excited. And like I said, I can't wait to see I can't wait to watch everybody watch his artistic sentence continue to be, you know, spoken and be finished. So it's just a wonderful